So welcome to the Direct Snap. This video we're going to be going over the OU game this week. It was the game of the week. Game day was there. Everyone was there. It was Tennessee coming to Norman to face the Sooners. You know, it's a big matchup, number 6 facing number 15. A lot of stuff happened before the game and after the game. We got a lot of stuff to go over.
Yeah.
But starting off, how did you feel about our offense? How impressed were you?
You know, that's not the word I'd use.
Really?
You know, our offense, it looked about as good as it did against Houston. And for any OU fan that watched that Houston game, you're not excited to hear that. You know, we had 3 really bad turnovers in the first half. The offensive line was poor at best, couldn't get any run going. Pass protection actually wasn't awful. I mean, it wasn't great by any means, but we were potentially going against the best defensive line in the SEC last week. Yep. So I'm not going to say it was awful. Tight end play, I am going to say it was awful. I saw multiple times where Bauer Sharp just got absolutely blown up when he was supposed to be blocking, and it really cost us in the run game. You know, we had one play where Javonte Barnes ran the ball for 17 yards, but I'm pretty sure other than that, Barnes and Sawchuk combined for 9 carries for -3 yards. And it was a really rough day running the ball for OU. There was pretty much no offensive cohesion, especially in the first half. You have Nick Anderson go out in the first drive, restraining that quad. Then midway through the second quarter, you've got Deion Burks. It looks like he got a rib injury or something like that. And both of them were out the rest of the game after that point. And so there was almost nothing going from that point.
Yeah, after the Burks injury, it's I was at the game. I could kind of feel the tone kind of drop a little bit. We kind of realized how many people we have injured, and Burks being their best player in the offense.
Yeah,
getting hurt.
And you know, I want to say something right now for all the OU fans on Twitter. I see you. I know you're upset, and I'm not going to name names, but there's certain people talking about how the O-line's a massive problem, and our running backs are a massive problem, and receivers are dropping catches that they should have. And all of those are true, but don't get it twisted. Those aren't what caused Jackson Arnold to play terrible in that game. Like, Jackson Arnold, I gave him the benefit of the doubt for 3 games and 1.5 quarters. But I was done after that second quarter, and after the third... I was done after the second turnover. And after the third one, I was losing my mind wanting Hawkins to go into the game. Those problems that I just mentioned, they are problems, and they do need to be fixed. But Arnold was a bigger problem than any of those in the game. Sure. The first interception, he threw about 1.5 seconds or 2 seconds too late to either Hester or Burks, which the ball should have gone to Burks in the first place. The second turnover was a fumble at the 5-yard line, which there's no excuse for that. Like, fumbles happen, but in this scenario, you have to know that you protect that ball with your life, and that's that simple. Mm-hmm. And then for the third turnover, which was a backwards lateral pass, first of all, the read was to run the ball. It should have been a handoff. Secondly, it was an awful throw with no pressure that bounced 5 yards before it got to the receiver and was lateral, which there's everything stacking on each other. Arnold was OU's biggest weakness in this game, and he did cost them the game.
Oh, 100%. That lateral throw made me question everything that I've ever known in this world. It did not make any sense to me. I'm not saying I would do better than what he did in that situation with all the pressure and stuff, but I could have made that throw.
I'm saying that an average quarterback is going to play better than he did in the first half.
Oh, for sure.
He choked. In the biggest moment, he choked. Yeah, it's that simple.
I think Tennessee didn't play their best game. That's just a statement. No. And I think if we had an average quarterback, that doesn't go something crazy, an average quarterback, I think we would have won this game.
Yeah.
I think especially if Burks didn't get hurt. And I think we definitely would have won because their defense wasn't impenetrable, you know.
I think all credit to the OU defense. They dominated this game.
They kept it from being ugly.
Like, you're gonna hear a lot about how great Tennessee's defense was, and give them credit. They're a really good defense. But OU scored one more point against them than they did Houston. It wasn't their defense that won the game. OU's offense lost the game. Jackson Arnold lost the game. OU's defense held arguably the best offense in the country to 25 points. That's the biggest thing I'm taking away from this game.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good. I mean, there's not. I'm not saying there's a lot of good, but there's definitely good to be taken from this because up until now, we've seen our defense dominate. But we've seen our defense dominate 3 teams that aren't like crazy legit. But Tennessee has only been getting this offensive praise all season. It's been man, Tennessee's doing 70-0 on teams and just shutting them down. Their offense looks crazy. And for us to hold them to 25 points, it's like definitely legitimizes for sure that we have, like, maybe not an elite, but definitely a really high top tier defense.
Yeah. Looking at this game, who are some of the 2 or 3 players that you were most excited for with just the way they played in this game?
Hawkins. That's my number one, obviously.
That's fair.
Just because he only came in, I don't know, I can't remember when exactly he came in. Was it third?
It was the last drive of the first half.
Okay.
But he only had
Was
about
it really?
but he only had about 50 seconds to work with. So it ended up just being a
right.
kill time drive.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely excited to see him because third quarter nothing happened, but fourth quarter I'm not sure if Tennessee had second strings in or anything. I don't believe they didn't. I don't believe they did.
No.
But we actually started getting some offense going. Like we were moving the ball. Like we weren't going backwards. And so even just not going backwards was like something good. So I'm excited to see him play. It's a fresh face, We have never seen him play a whole lot. He likes to run, which is good. I'm not saying Jackson Arnold can't run, but Hawkins definitely looks like more of a dynamic runner.
Yeah.
So that's definitely exciting. And that also that makes the defense be aware. That makes everything else open up when there's a quarterback that can run.
And you mentioned how not a whole lot happened in the third quarter, and this was his first real game time. He had 12 snaps on the season, all coming against Temple. And that third quarter was his warm-up, getting ready for the game. Like, he just learned what the game was like in the third quarter pretty much and got thrown into the fire. And then by the fourth quarter, he was out making plays and trying to give OU fans some hope.
Yep.
Like, it was looking really bad for a good period of time. And I think something else to think about for OU fans is there's just a lot of excitement with him being a legacy player, with his dad playing here.
Yep.
I don't know how many years ago, but it was a lot of fun watching him out there.
Yep, and also Petaway kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and got just 79 yards, just under 80 yards, and I don't know when exactly he really started playing. I don't know if it was third quarter.
It was
when they put him in, but
about the third quarter. Yeah.
But he definitely performed pretty well. It's definitely like, we got another receiver. We keep on just dropping receivers and having to throw new ones in, but he didn't disappoint. So that's something they can be excited for too and look forward to for the Auburn game.
Yeah, OU was we were super excited about the receiver room coming into the year.
Yep.
Yeah, potentially the best receiver room in all of college football when all of their players are healthy, and I feel like there's been a new guy getting hurt every week.
Yep.
You've got Gibson out. You've got Anderson out. You've got Farouk out. Looks like you have Burks out now.
Yeah.
You have whoever else it is, but everyone's out. And it's really just you need Petaway to step up. And he really looked like he could do that. It looked like the offense overall just got into a lot better rhythm when Hawkins was out there. And it was really exciting seeing Petaway catch that crossing route going across the field and going for however far it was on that one play.
Yeah, and a lot of people were a lot of Tennessee people were talking. They're like, when OU scored in the fourth quarter, the whole stadium was freaking out. Like we thought, they're like, oh, they don't got a chance. Why are they even celebrating? We're celebrating because now we have a quarterback for the season. Yeah. So now it's not because of this game. We knew this game we probably weren't going to win in the fourth quarter. We were like, oh, we have a quarterback for the rest of the season, so we got to throw away the rest of the season. That's why we were celebrating. So I think the Auburn game, we got a really good chance of winning with Hawkins.
For
sure.
Bold prediction right now for OU Auburn this next week. OU wins the game by 20+. And Hawkins throws for over 250 yards and rushes for over 100 yards.
Yeah.
Which, that's kind of crazy right now. OU hasn't thrown for 200 yards in a game yet this season. OU hasn't rushed for 100 yards in a game yet this season. And I'm picking Hawkins to do it his first start.
Yeah, if he can pull that off, that completely just shifts the whole offensive dynamic because that just means it worked finally. And but that's definitely if that happens, that's automatically an Auburn win, and then the rest of the schedule looks a lot more relieving, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like if that happens, I mean, you still got tough games all over the schedule: Texas, Ole Miss, Alabama, at LSU. Who knows what at Missouri will be? But that's 5 really tough games right there, and you actually have hope if Hawkins goes out there and performs.
Yeah, I don't. Tennessee's one of the best offenses on our schedule. And so if our defense did that to them, I can just imagine what our defense does to Auburn, what it does to Missouri. What it does to, a bunch of teams.
Yeah.
So, I think if our offense can just be average, I think we'll win some games.
I don't think that there will be more than 2 games for the rest of the year that a team scores over 20 on Oklahoma.
Really?
I think it'll happen twice.
Ole Miss and Texas?
Between Ole Miss, Texas, and Alabama. I think that 2 of them will do it. But other than that, I don't see any offenses that really scare me. Mm-hmm. Missouri was hyped to be an excellent offense.
Yep.
They put up, 20 on Vandy this last weekend?
Yeah, it was rough.
Ooh, scared.
Yeah. I mean, I feel the same way now, definitely, for sure after the Tennessee game, just because Tennessee has a great offense. And so I was a little nervous. I was like, our defense looks pretty good, but it hasn't been against a really good offense. And so now that it has happened, it's been proven, okay, it is pretty good.
This defense is legit.
Yep.
Yeah, the defensive line, they played great. The linebackers, man, they played phenomenal in this game. You've got Lewis Carter making an impact, Kip Lewis making an impact, Danny Stunsman, star as always, Kobe McKenzie played great. At the cheetah position with Kendall Dolby going down, you got Sammy Amasayo out there, and he looked fantastic the other night. And then in the secondary, Billy Bowman honestly hasn't been as elite as I'd hoped for. Mm-hmm. That's just the truth. But you got other guys like Peyton Bowen, who's looked great. Des Malone's looked great. Connie Walker's a really good player. You got Robert Spears Jennings was in so many plays this last weekend. He looked like the all-star player for our defense.
He was everywhere. He was flying around the ball everywhere. He was always on the screen. I felt like he was always getting something done.
He was always making a play. I'm looking it up right now, but I feel like he had to have had at least 15 tackles in the game.
Yeah, 7 solo, 13 total.
7 solo, 13 total.
1 tackle, 1 sack.
Yeah, he just played phenomenal in this last game, and OU's defense isn't letting up anytime soon. All right, that's been our recap for the OU Tennessee game this last week. Hope you liked it. If you did, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Really means a lot to guys like us. If you have any questions about what we thought last week or what we're thinking for this upcoming week against Auburn, go ahead and put them in the comments section, and we'll try to get your response. Bye.
Bye.